Okay, so we're on day 21 of the 33-day park challenge, and we are at KERRISDALE Community Center for the Park Board candidates meeting. So we're going to come and take a look at this community center. Very well used. This is Kelly. She's a volunteer. We have the gym down here, exercise room downstairs. It's a quiet area.
Auditorium.
There's an auditorium. Yeah.
Kids room.
And this is Kathleen. And this is the gym.
Oh,
Yeah, really good vibe in here. Everyone's super friendly. There's seniors care down here, senior center. Just gonna walk down. Everybody's really friendly here. There's also a library downstairs. It looks really well run. I know it's dated, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of research on that. I know there's probably updated needed. I just don't know what the updating that's needed is. So the seniors really use this community center because the demographic of KERRISDALE has a lot of aging people. So there's a games room for them, as well as a games area, like board games. So there's places for them to assemble. There's a gym in here. There's one more thing I want to show you before we end this. As I said though, I need to get to the issues of this community center, and actually we'll probably do it in the next video because I think that probably some updating is needed.
yeah.
We were lucky enough to have some great volunteers here, and they all spend a lot of time in the community center, and this gentleman also. So we were able to get some items, nothing huge so far, but weight room equipment is getting old. The pool table needs maybe a new belt. This gentleman would like to see a working oven in the kitchen.
Air conditioning. Air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Yes.
So air conditioning
That's a
in the
hot
kitchen
topic.
and in the weight room. So all just little things, but important things.
Oh.
KERRISDALE, of course, has an indoor pool, which is one of the big draws of the community center. So there's a little viewing gallery here, and there's the indoor pool. So overall, it's a very well used rec center. We weren't able to have staff give any feedback as to what they think should be updated, but we're going to do our research and get back to you on it.
How would you describe the role of the community center in Vancouver? And if you were elected to Parks Board, how would you support and strengthen community center's role? So that's the one question that everyone will be answering today, okay?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for showing up tonight. It's very important that we get involvement in our communities. My name is Olga Zaradina. I'm running with NPA, and this is my second try to run the park board. I'm running this time because I'm planning to raise my family in Vancouver. And I believe that community centers are a very, if not core part for young families, as they provide a lot of programming and different facilities where not only young families, but people of different ages can use those facilities. And I was once a director on the board of Hillcrest Community Center. And if I do get elected this time, then I will be working close with the board of directors and the residents of each community center because they know their issues better. I would be pushing the city council for more funding for the community centers as they do need more support. And overall, community centers are an integral part of the Canadian society because it provides a lot of volunteering and people get involved, and in general, this is a great place to be for Vancouverites. And I believe that if we want to grow our society with the growing population that is happening right now, and with all the climate changes, we will be also supporting more public pools and the development of even more community centers that can be placed in other multiple facilities, which we can talk about later. Thanks.
That is Olga's colleague, Jason Upton, MPA.
So thank you to the community center for putting this on and having all the volunteers out to make sure that people get a chance to meet their candidates. It's obviously the best way to know what they're standing for. So my name is Jason Upton, and I have lived in Vancouver my entire life. I was raised in West Point Grey, spent lots of times in community centers, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, sports organizations. I mean, the very fabric of our society and the bonds and relationships we have are founded in these community centers. This is the core of our society. There's nothing more important than to make sure that they're well-funded, updated, looked after, and built to keep up with the city's development. We have many cities going up, towers with 200 units per tower. You build 3 or 4 of those, it's a small city. Well, we need a community center space then. If they're going to build that, then that has to go along with it. So the developers have to contribute, period, to make up for all the new construction, all the new residents that we're getting. This is a beautiful community center, very well maintained, but we know there's items that need fixing. I've heard about a pool table and air conditioning could be used downstairs, things like that. So things like that should just be done. To me, it's well overdue. So I would be definitely in favor of more funding. And as mentioned, faster renewal. The renewal plan to 2050 is far too long. That's crazy. We need to rebuild them. So we need to put a lot more effort and funding into the community centers, and they have to be accessible. So there has to be parking, along with them that's available, and there has to be enough parking so that the seniors programs can be accessed easier. That for me to know the answer to that, or the Park Board Commission, would be not enough. Really, the community centers is what it would boil down to, and I would want to consult with them. What are their ideas? What do they have demand for? So you go to the source, the people on the ground that are dealing with the public, and you listen to them, you take their feedback, and then you can begin crafting those programs that are going to attract those new families. So those public new families are already wanting. We should never forget that family is the absolute core of our society, and we want to make sure that families grow and prosper and their kids have wonderful and beautiful experiences in our city. The community centers are going to be the places where these happen. So it is the community staff and the volunteers that are in touch with the users, and that feedback is absolutely solid gold, and that's where I would go.
Thank you, Jason. Then you return to pre-COVID patterns, and subsequent to the bike lanes is accessibility as it relates to seniors and disabled people. Stanley Park does not seem to have the access it once had. So 2 components, access for disabled and senior people, and bike lanes.
The question, this seems to be one of the hottest topics during these elections. And when we discussed this topic with my colleagues from MPA, we decided that, of course, we do respect our cyclists, and we have a lot of them in Vancouver. However, with the growing population in the city, everybody should have access to Stanley Park. And we believe that, yes, we do need to have a protected bikeway, which is only going to be placed at the uphill portion of the road. And as for the accessibility for everybody, meaning mostly for seniors and people with disabilities, we would like to offer to have a shuttle that's specifically equipped for people with mobility issues.
Society for the Preservation of Outdoor Pools just gave me a 5-star rating today, and show that off. The rest of my colleagues with the MPA party are also on side in more outdoor pools. So, as with everything, the question is, where is the space for the people? We don't have enough green space. The faced with this problem where the parks aren't ample enough, there's not enough space for us to do everything we want. But we have been out, me and my helper is filming, and we've been to Mount Pleasant, where it's been talked about now for over 10 years. When I ran in 2011, Mount Pleasant outdoor pool, bringing it back was something I was trying to campaign on. I wasn't elected, but here we are, 11 years later, and still a hot topic. It's pretty sad. I do know the opposing view there at Mount Pleasant is there's a hilly green space that the pool used to be. And you know what? Some people probably won't have the leisure time they walk there. But at the end of the day, actually, mirroring Martha's comment, this is a life skill that's required. My mom was also told me, you know, when you live in a seaside city, you have to teach children how to swim. It's too important not to do it. But on top of that, it has to be done. You can't just keep talking to them and getting consultations. So if I'm elected, not NPA, we would have this Mount Pleasant pool built immediately. On top of that, I would like to see a couple more. I think Trimble Park, that splash concrete pad there, could be put back into the pool like it was when I was a child. And I think that the east side definitely needs at least one more. So this is something, again, that's near and dear to us that we fully support. So I'm going to take the opportunity on record for all of the NPA candidates that we would not touch any of the golf courses ever, particularly with new development. It is okay to say we can look at alternative uses and there might be one thing we can look at, but this is called the slippery slope. We want to preserve the integrity of these golf courses. We need them more than ever because of things like COVID. It's fresh air, it's good exercise. You have full use of all the golf courses in Vancouver. People can learn discipline of their mind and body and be healthy. So we are definitely not open to changing the golf courses from golf courses. They should still be golf courses. It's true that Vancouver does not have a lot of green space. We need more green space. We don't want to be fighting about the current green spaces we have as to what is a higher and better use. You're going to create arguments, you're going to create fighting, you're going to create division. So, you know, really what we want is we want more green space, which is why I said we're going to be pushing for more facilities and more funding. And it's been said here tonight that there was no plan for the renewal of this community center, but it was said by somebody whose party is on the park board. Well, if there's no plan, why isn't there? You're on the park board. So, you know, I'm in a business, and if I don't have results, I lose my clients and I'm out of work. So every single day, I have to be able to find solutions and results. If I'm elected, if the NPA is elected, you'll see that plan.